Out of every Blackpink member going solo, the internet swore Lisa would dominate. She had the followers, the YouTube records, and a billion-stream B-side. Then she launched L Loud, landed The White Lotus, headlined Coachella, and dropped a Max Martin-produced album. On paper, she won. In reality, Jennie got the critical acclaim, Rosé got the global cultural moment, and Lisa got slapped with a 5.2 on Pitchfork. Her album Alter Ego flopped commercially compared to her YG days. Her lip-syncing at major festivals sparked outrage, and her FIFA World Cup anthem Goals is being called the worst in history. Toss in the relentless Frédéric Arnault nepotism rumors, and a massive question mark hangs over every single achievement. How did the most visible pop star end up creating the least artistic impact? But the commercial collapse of her album was just the beginning. The real disaster struck when the internet realized where her new Hollywood doors were actually opening from. Welcome back to the channel, where we spill the tea on internet culture. Now, nobody is denying Lisa was Blackpink's secret weapon. Under YG, she didn't just dance, she swallowed the stage whole. But here is the uncomfortable truth her stans hate sitting with. Every single record-breaking milestone happened while she was locked inside the exact corporate system everyone swore was stifling her creativity. The machine she supposedly needed to escape from actually delivered the absolute commercial peak of her entire career. When Lisa walked away from YG in late 2023 to launch L Loud and partnered with Sony's RCA Records, she secured complete master ownership, total creative say, and her own global timeline. At 27, her strategic intent was clear: bypass the K-pop bubble for total Western mainstream domination. Heavy American features, English-only tracks, and relentless appearances at high-profile events like the VMAs, Victoria's Secret, Global Citizen, and Coachella. Then came her debut album Alter Ego in February 2025. Everything was lined up for a historic triumph, yet the numbers delivered a brutal reality check. Alter Ego moved roughly 167,000 copies globally in its first week. Compare that to her debut moving 736,000 copies in South Korea alone under YG, and the gap becomes terrifying. Singles like Rockstar and New Woman generated noise inside fan circles, but nothing crossed into the cultural mainstream the way Money did without any of this massive Western infrastructure. Critics were even more ruthless. Pitchfork handed it a dismal 5.2 rating, calling it a picture of wealth and self-confidence that never opens a window into the actual artist. An album designed to reveal her multi-dimensional personality turned out to be the least revealing project in modern pop history. But if you think a critical flop was her biggest issue, wait until you see what happened when she finally stepped onto the world's biggest stages with total freedom. The most jarring shift in Lisa's solo era is that she completely stopped being a dancer. As a solo artist with no corporate handler, no group formation to fill, and no label enforcing a standard, she abandoned the very superpower that justified her solo ascension in the first place. Look at her 2026 Coachella set. The exact same public backlash erupted after her VMAs performance, her Global Citizen appearance, and her disastrous Oscar stage. In the Western music market, live performance capability is not a cute bonus. It is the baseline requirement. Mainstream Western audiences do not grant pass-through grace for heavy backing tracks or blatant lip-syncing. Major outlets like The Hollywood Reporter and Rolling Stone are already confirming it. Her team is scrambling to set up a high-stakes Las Vegas residency as her absolute final opportunity to rebuild her reputation as a live performer. This upcoming residency is being framed as her make-or-break attempt to deliver real live vocals and raw choreography, attempting to recover from the brutal media fallout following her lip-syncing scandals across Coachella and major award shows. Right now, the only answer her team is offering is aesthetics, fashion, and visual spectacle. To be fair, her visual presence is world-class. Place Lisa on a high-fashion red carpet or in a magazine cover shoot, and she commands the room with an authority few of her peers can touch. But fashion is packaging, not an artistic identity. She is currently being presented as a fashion icon, a pop vocalist, a rapper, an actress, and a multi-hyphenate mogul all at once. But none of these directions are executed with enough depth to anchor an identity. A random 2018 fan cam still reveals more about her personality than this entire multi-million-dollar era. When total artistic freedom produces work that feels significantly less personal than corporate-mandated releases, audiences sense the artificiality immediately. It creates a hollow brand that relies entirely on high-budget spectacle to disguise a lack of musical substance. And if you think a critical review from Pitchfork is bad, wait until you see how the internet responded when her billionaire-connected timeline started leaking into the Oscars. That brings us to the elephant in the room that has shadowed her entire post-YG trajectory, her relationship with Frédéric Arnault, son of Bernard Arnault, the chairman of luxury titan LVMH. While neither party has publicly confirmed the romance, constant public sightings since 2022 and her subtle lyric on Moonlit Floor about a green-eyed French boy provided all the confirmation the internet needed. Shortly after those initial 2022 sightings, Lisa was named a global brand ambassador for Louis Vuitton, a flagship LVMH house. She performed at the 2025 Oscars on a stage traditionally reserved exclusively for artists with nominated original songs, despite having no nomination, during a ceremony heavily sponsored by LVMH. She then signed with elite Hollywood agency WME, sparking instant internet discourse around corporate nepotism and pay-to-play access. Allegations of nepotism and corporate leverage continue to spiral across X and K-pop forums as netizens connect the dots between her Hollywood agency deal, her HBO acting stint, and her Oscar stage appearance, noting that LVMH sponsors stood behind virtually every single one of these opportunities. If all these massive doors were unlocked by luxury connections rather than real demand, does that corporate backing ruin her legacy for you? Where do you actually draw the line? Whether these doors were opened organically or brokered behind closed doors, the Arnault connection attached a permanent asterisk to every career achievement, leaving the public to wonder if her success is earned through talent or arranged through luxury influence. In May 2026, Lisa released Goals alongside Anita and Rima as the official anthem for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and it instantly triggered the most concentrated wave of backlash in her entire career. World Cup anthems carry a rich cultural history built on universal unity, national pride, and raw athletic emotion, exemplified by Shakira's iconic Waka Waka from 2010. Instead of delivering a unifying global anthem, Lisa turned in a track packed with shallow flexes about nightlife, physical appearance, buying out clubs, and sticking her tongue out. Music critics and viral Reddit discussions highlighted that the core failure of Goals stems from a fundamental mismatch between luxury fashion branding and global football culture, pointing out how Lisa attempted to inject runway elitism into a global sporting event that thrives on raw passion and collective unity. Going viral for creating what many called the worst World Cup anthem in sports history exposed the exact core flaw of her solo era. When handed the ultimate global platform to redefine herself as a legitimate musical force, she doubled down on surface-level vanity. Inside Blackpink, Lisa occupied an undeniable role as the magnetic center of energy. As an independent artist with total freedom, every single move feels like a calculated brand transaction designed for luxury sponsors rather than human connection. She traded her authentic artistic spark for elite corporate prestige, and the internet is officially calling out the trade. When you strip away the high-budget rollouts, the luxury ambassadorships, and the relentless PR, Lisa's solo era exposes a harsh reality check. Total creative freedom without a clear artistic identity just makes you an expensive brand. The question now isn't whether she can book another high-fashion campaign, but whether she can ever deliver a single piece of music that feels real before the public stops tuning in entirely. Will her upcoming Las Vegas residency be the ultimate redemption arc, or is this corporate aesthetic officially all she has left? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like and subscribe for more deep dives, and I will see you in the next one.